I really feel that Dayton's economic problems have more to do with the state's policies rather than managing a shrinking city. So I suppose one could ask, how will you drive the message home that we need a much friendlier business environment to our state house? Ohio is ranked among the worst in attracting business because of taxes and regulations. What incentive does a business have in moving here as opposed to a city in North Carolina, Texas, or Georgia?
One of the things that there is some truth to the fact that our state policies are somewhat difficult. And one of the reasons is because each municipality within our region has their own income tax. And then you have townships who do not have any income tax. Now, the city of Dayton has taken advantage of what the state law allows us to do by having joint economic development districts where a township and a city can share an income tax. But you're adding another level of bureaucracy. What I would like to see, and which is one of the things that we've been talking about, is that we would like to see a region like Montgomery County be able to have what you call revenue sharing. And what revenue sharing would do, I mean, whether the business went to Kettering, whether it went to Farmersville, Ohio, or whether it went to Dayton, Ohio, everybody in that region would be able to benefit from it. That would eliminate the competition among each other, because our real competition is not Kettering or Miamisburg. Our real competition is North Carolina or Georgia or China or Israel or India. So that's where we have to be able to be focused. And one of the things that we have to do is we work with our legislators to try to get them to understand that. The other thing that we would like to get our legislators to understand, which is one of the things we've been talking about, is the fact that the incentive should be for people who would relocate their business in a city. The incentive should be higher than allowing them to go out into green areas where the virgin land is. That you would get more incentives from the state if you chose an already existing area, like in an urban area. So encourage the business to come that way, because at the end of the day, we're going to use up our green space, not tomorrow, but down the road, and we're not going to have what we need to farm and have the areas, because greenery does help with our health, helps with the environment. So that's one of the things that we really need to be working on, and working with our legislators to try to get them to understand how important that is.
Where do you stand on regional government?
Where do I stand on regional government? For the city of Dayton and Montgomery County to merge, the overlap there and the cost savings is very minimal. And in those areas that we've been able to do, we've done that already. And the biggest one we just did was the dispatch center. What I am concerned about is revenue sharing, is that when Centerville and Dayton and Kettering and all of us, that as we advocate to bring businesses in, that we all benefit from it. And that's where I am. I think that's the key. When we can talk about revenue sharing, then everything else is going to fall in order.
Why should you be mayor?
Why should I? Okay, well, I should be mayor is because, number one, I have been leading the city during the most difficult time, and we need steady, consistent, experienced leadership at this particular time. The other thing is that we've planted the seeds, and I need to make sure those seeds take root so that the city will grow. You know, right now, people don't really see all the good things that we're really doing. But we're putting Dayton in a position that when we come out of this recession, Dayton is going to be able to soar to another level. I want to be there to do that. Number three, I've worked very well with my colleagues, with Commissioner Williams, with Commissioner Whaley, with Commissioner Joseph, and with Commissioner Lovelace. That's very important to get anything done in the city, to have relationships. Plus, I have good relationships with the federal level, with our U.S. Senators, Vonovich and Brown, even with the President of the United States, down to the governor and to our state reps. And those relationships are extremely important when you're trying to do difficult things. And because of those relationships, Dayton has benefited a lot from them. And I'd like to continue to be the mayor of Dayton, Ohio, not only because I'm a native Daytonian, I love Dayton, but I want to make sure that Dayton has laid the foundation for the next